What is up, guys? It's your boy VB Lightning back at it again with another video. In today's video, we'll be going over the best solo queue operators to play in the game of Rainbow Six Siege. I'm hoping this video helps you guys win more solo queue games. I'm going to have more videos about solo queue to help you guys start winning these kind of games. And yeah, I solo queue a lot, so I have a lot of experience with this, and I realize some ops give you a much greater chance of winning games than other ops. So it's really important to pick the right ops when solo queuing, and you kind of need that mixture of frag potential and utility. So I'm going to show you guys some ops that I play while solo queuing and that help me win games. If you guys like today's video, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, so the first op I want to talk about is Ace. And Ace, let me tell you, is a fantastic op how it is, and he's even better when solo queuing. Probably the best solo queue op in my opinion. And starting it off, he has a fantastic gun, AK-12, and then he has some of the best utility in the game. And the big part about Ace that I like more than Thermite is that you can breach a wall from far away. You don't have to run up to the wall and possibly risk your life to get it. You can just throw it from a skylight or throw it from outside the building and get the wall. When you're Thermite, sometimes you got to run up to a wall in a high traffic area and your teammates might not cover you because you don't have that communication always. Another thing I want to talk about is a clear and obvious place to push from. When you're Ace or when you're Thermite or whoever, when you get a wall open, it makes your teammates want to push into that wall. It automatically, with a blinking red light, says plant here, right? And that's not a bad thing when you're solo queuing. You kind of want to push with your teammates when you're solo queuing. So having your teammates kind of go with you when you breach a wall is really big, and it's a great place to plant because you guys don't have that kind of communication. Oh, let's plant here, let's go for a rush plant here. When you get a wall open, it's kind of obvious. Maybe let's just plant right in this breach, right? And in my opinion, Ace is a very, very good op, and in solo queue, he's probably one of the best attackers to use. The next attacker I want to talk about in today's video is Yana. Yana is a very underrated operator, and just this season I feel like she's getting the recognition she deserves. She has solid guns with the G36C and ARX. Those guns are very easy to use. And then she has grenades, which come in very helpful and really increases her frag power. But the main thing I want to talk about is her ability, which is the Yana clothes that she has. They basically can serve as drones for you, and then they recharge. When you use, a normal drone that every operator has two of them. When they get shot, they're shot. You really, and you kind of can't really get too aggressive with them because then you're afraid of it getting shot and not being able to help your team. With these Yana clothes, you can just run in wherever you want. You can go in, check whatever corner you need to check, go into the site, check where people are in the site, and if they get shot, no big deal, they recharge. And intel is very hard to come by, especially when you're solo queuing on console, because not a lot of people go to game chat and are talking, giving callouts. So you need to find that intel for yourself, and having an extra set of drones basically will really help you out. And Yana's just a really good operator in general, but a very, very helpful intel operator when solo queuing. Alright, so the last attacker I want to talk about is Nomad. Nomad's a really solid op, whether you're playing in a duo or if you got a 5-stack, and most importantly, she's a solid op when you're solo queuing. And I love playing her because I always feel that pressure. Oh, I gotta watch the flank. Oh, I gotta make sure I got a cam on the flank. I gotta make sure I always check my flank every once in a while. I gotta keep checking it. I hate that feeling. I hate having to do that because I just want to kind of push the site, push more with my team, not have to worry about that, not have to keep checking the flank. And with Nomad, her air jabs basically covers it for you, because if you place them correctly, the enemy really can't shoot them. And then the enemy has to try to throw an impact, which you'll probably hear, or they'll hit it and you'll get a +10, and if one of your teammates are near it, then it's a free kill. So air jabs are just so very important when you're playing this game, because of the amount of flanks you have pushing the sites. And when you're solo queuing, of course, once again, you don't have that communication with your teammates, and you can't say, hey, can somebody watch my flank? Hey, can somebody watch my drone that's on the flank? Oh, somebody's flanking you. Like, the air jab covers it all for you, and that's why I love Nomad. I love bringing her in whatever side I attack. She's a very, very good operator, and I recommend picking her a lot while solo queuing. Alright, the first defender I want to talk about is Thunderbird, and a little thing I want to add is that defending in this game, for me at least, I think is a lot easier, especially when you're solo queuing, because you need a lot more coordination on attack, like what wall are you getting, and it's important to have the right operators and all that for attacking, and it just takes a lot more coordination, and it's hard to do when you're solo queuing, and it's much easier to defend, so it's very important to win those defenses. Alright, moving on, talking about Thunderbird. She is such a great solo queue operator because of her Kona stations and how they, consistently recharge and help your teammates. Your teammates just have to run by them or in the area of them, and it'll automatically stim them. And it's a lot better than dock, where if you dock, you have to stay on site, and you got to keep looking at everybody's health bar, see how much health everybody has, and you're forced to play on site. With Thunderbird, you can just place down those Kona stations, and you can go roam if you want to, or you can stay on site. It depends on what your teammates are doing. If a lot of your team is roaming, then you might want to stay on site. If a lot of your teammates are on site, then you might want to roam. And the great thing about Thunderbird is that you're helping your team no matter what. Let's say I died right away, got unlucky, or I went out for a spawn peek and it didn't work. I'm helping my team no matter what throughout the round because of those Kona stations. And yeah, so Thunderbird is just a really good solo queue operator, and she's a must pick in my opinion. And yeah, getting on to the next defender. Alright, the next defender I want to talk about is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is actually getting banned a lot more now, and people are really starting to see the value of her. I've always thought she was good. She's the MPX, which is just a headshot machine, as well with the Deagle and then a Nitro Cell. And why she's such a good solo queue op is because of her cameras and the intel you can get off those cameras. But the main thing I want to highlight is that you should always place a camera on site for your team, because then if somebody's in sight, you're going to get a ping from your teammates. It's like you can expect your teammates to give you a ping on a camera that's inside, and that camera insight's always going to be helpful. If your teammates die right away, then that camera insight will definitely help you out. But the second thing I want to say is, with your other cameras, maybe use those to help yourself, because your teammates might not always check the cameras. Your teammates might not go on cameras. So you kind of got to use those cameras for yourself and try to get an early pick off that. Maybe throw a Val cam outside, hit the bottom of the window twice, and when you see somebody rappelling up or something, you run out on them. Just little like pocket strats that you can use with Valkyrie makes her so good, gets you free picks. And then just the intel part of it, if your teammates do get on cams, then those Val cams always help. But I really think that you guys should start putting those Val cams on, at least one on site, so your teammates can help you out in case like they die all like right away and you're left in the clutch. Then also use a camera or two for yourself, so what you can do a run out or get a free pick. And that's why I think Valkyrie is so good when you solo queue. Alright, the last operator I want to talk about in today's video is Legion. And in my opinion, I think a lot of people play Legion wrong. How you're supposed to play Legion is you place those goo mines in doorways and windows around the site. So you know which doorway or window they're coming in from. And that eliminates the angles that you have to watch. If I place a goo mine at kitchen window here, then I don't have to watch kitchen window because I know when they jump in. And that's always great for when you're solo queuing because you're not going to have those callouts. But how I think people play Legion wrong is they run around the map and then just throw goo mines wherever, and they just throw them in random places, and then they get the +5 and they're like, oh, I don't even know where I threw that Legion mine at. Well, that's why you want to like keep track of where you're placing these Legion mines. And if you play Legion correctly, he's such a good solo queue operator. And he's got that T5 impacts, and he just sets you up for success. And if you stay alive long enough with him, those goo mines just keep on recharging, and it becomes very clutch. Alright guys, those are the best solo queue operators to use, and if you guys use those operators, you guys will win more games. For attack, I said Yana, Ace, and Nomad. Yana for basically her extra drones and the intel she can get. For Ace, the ability to open a wall without having to run up to it and rely on your teammates to cover you. And then for Nomad, you know, just taking off that pressure of having to watch the flank for a bunch of the round, and then you know, you don't have to worry about that flank. And then for the defenders, I said Legion, which is the one we just talked about. You know, the goo mines, the late round push that really helps you out, and then you know, you don't have to watch as many angles. If you have a goo mine down at a window or a doorway, you can just watch one angle. Really don't have to worry about your back till you get that +5. With Valkyrie, you know, her cameras and the intel she brings to the team, and then her ability to get, you know, like free picks on runouts, and using her cameras correctly when solo queuing, always having one in sight, and then always using one or two to help you out. And then Thunderbird. Thunderbird, you know, really good op with the Kona stations, and you know, you can do what you want with her. You know, you can roam or you can stay on site. You can adapt to how your teammates are playing, because all you gotta do is place those Kona stations down, and it's automatically helpful. If you guys like today's video, please like and subscribe, and I'll have more content coming to you.